Hello loves, and today I am bringing you another video talking about another locking method that you may have considered, and that locking method is braid locks. I did talk about, in my previous video, I did talk about sister locks, so I will link it in the description below if you want to hear all about sister locks. And there's another video that I talked about the 8 different locking patterns, so definitely I will link that below. But today we're talking about braid locks, so let's jump right into it. So another way to start off your lock journey is by starting off with braid locks. I know some people desire sister locks but want to stay more on the cost-effective side. So braid lock is another option for you. So the braid lock pretty much is the hair is initially braided by using 3 strands to overlap it over each other. As the new growth comes in with the hair, we cannot braid it because we don't have that 3 strand. We start interlocking it. And there are different tools that you can use to interlock the new growth. And what that interlocking does, it pretty much create this T-like method to create that lock. Most commonly people use a latch hook, but there are so many different tools. I've heard of people using a hairpin. If you have so much new growth, you can use your fingers. I mean, there are so many different ways, different tools out there that you can use to lock your hair. And y'all are creative. So if you have a special tool that you use to interlock your hair, let me know, because there's so many different tools out there, okay? So that's pretty much how you start the braid locking process, okay? So now we're going to talk about the characteristics of braid locks. So when you start off with braid locks, because you're using 3 strand and braiding it down, it starts off flat. It's not round. It starts off flat. It is skinny, similar to sister locks. As you shampoo and over time, it swells, so it won't stay skinny. It thickens up a little bit, but it does swell and starts to mature as you continue to shampoo your hair. During the install, you already got that. It is skinny, but it also stretches as well. And so as you shampoo and it matures, that stretch goes away, so it starts to shrink. So you do experience some shrinkage, but not a lot with braid locks. The installation time with a braid lock is not that long, depending on the size you get. It can be anywhere from, honestly, depending on the density of your hair and the length of your hair, it can be anywhere from 24 hours to 4 hours. So, it depends on your consultant's speed. So this one, whereas it won't take days, you will be in the chair for a minute. So get comfortable. Maintenance with braid locks. So when you get your hair, go and get your hair retightened, expect to be in the chair anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, depending on the size of your locks, the length of your locks, and your consultant's speed. So if you're dealing with a trainee, expect anywhere from 3 to 8 hours, depending on the size of your locks, the length of your hair, and of course your trainee's speed. So that plays a role of how long the maintenance take. Another thing to consider is we'll talk about is size. Sizing for braid locks, it can come in any size really. Some people tend to go in a smaller size to have that sister lock look, but you can do them as big as you want. But most people typically stay in that micro size. The maintenance schedule, for some people will say anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. If it's small like sister locks, you're going to be in that 4 to 6 weeks category because the size is the same. But if you're in a bigger size, depending on who you go to, it can be anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks, depending on the size. Because if it's really big, then it doesn't require, it doesn't take that long, and so it's not going to, you wouldn't need to come as often. The length of time it will take for your hair to lock, because you started off with braid locks are flat, it will take a little bit longer to have that round matted look. So that pattern, that braid overlapping pattern, that will be visible for a while. It does take some time for it to go away. So you can expect anywhere from 6 months to 2 years for your hair to lock. Even though the pattern may still, that braiding pattern may still show, but your hair will still lock. And keep in mind, the tighter the curl pattern, your curl pattern is, the quicker you can expect your hair to lock. So some of the pros for braid locks: it's more cost effective than sister locks. You get the same look of sister locks, just not with the price tag. You will still pay for the time, because if you want the look of sister locks, small and everything else, you will still pay, but it won't be as much as sister locks. So that's, to me, that's a pro. You will still get that neat, consistent look, because the way the hair is maintained is the same way as, it's still the same interlocking pattern, so you get that same look. You can shampoo soon after. You don't have to wait. You can jump in the pool as long as you secure your ends, because that's important. It works for any hair type. Pretty much anyone can get it, regardless of your curl pattern. The con of braid locks is that the braiding pattern that I talked about earlier, that takes a bit longer to go away. You may experience slippage depending on your daily activities. If you work out a lot and you're not protecting those ends, whatever it may be, you may experience slippage. Not everyone. But yeah, I think the biggest con is that the braiding pattern takes longer to resemble the matted, mature lock look. And that's it. If you have any questions, comment below. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.